What's going on, Nitro gang? You're looking at a legendary vintage HPI Firestorm 10T. Now this one I recently just picked up. I paid under $100 for this, ready to run with the radio. And also, you know what else it came with? It came with a couple parts, original HPI factory parts. Now I was thinking to myself, why did it need parts? But then I saw the problem. This car most certainly needs a wheel alignment. It appears somebody tried to kill this Nitro, guys. Yep, this is not the original design. You're supposed to have a single piece over here, guys. But I'll tell you something, on this channel, when I get a Nitro, they all run. They all eventually run rich and loud, and eventually they try to race an X-Max at the local RC track, and I see that in the destiny of this HPI. Before I remove the body and show you the disaster that is under this body, let me tell you a little bit of history on what the HPI Firestorm 10T is. This is the replacement to the HPI Nitro Rush, known as a regular two-wheel drive stadium truck. This kind of segment was extremely popular in the mid-80s, the 90s, and the early 2000s. RC models like the RC10 GT from Team Associated and the Losi XXXNT from Team Losi were dominating racing. Now we have short course trucks and we have pointless buggies all over the place. But nonetheless, this was designed by a world famous HPI designer that designed the HPI Hellfire. Now the HPI Hellfire is a highly desirable and sought after 1/8 scale truggy. I have never had one. But if that guy designed this, well then, I want to make it great again. We're on the original HPI Racing product page for the Firestorm 10T. I thought it would be interesting to take a look at exactly some of the facts about it from a primary source. So this is the guy, Eric Shovner over here, Firestorm designer. How you doing, my dude? Extreme power, performance driven, new suspension geometry, maximum stability, proven durability, it says, ultra low CG, center of gravity, high power G3.0 engine. Well, that I can definitely agree with. The HPI G3.0 engine, this is a miracle engine, makes about 2.25 horsepower, incredible. Now the one on my chassis, well, we're gonna find out whether it'll run sooner or later, you know what I'm saying, my dudes? A lot of interesting specs over here. Now what I thought a little bit interesting before I read it, let's see where it is. It says right here, Savage inspired components for maximum durability and reliability. Well, Savage inspired components. I don't even know what they mean by that. I see no savageness in here in terms of the HPI Savage. I mean, it's still a Savage Nitro. That is in fact the truth. A lot of other features here, we're not going to go over that right now. What I do want to read is a little bit of information here from the designer. Apparently this guy designed the Hellfire. So we're going to read this right here. Superb design heritage. Designer Eric Shovner put all of his design experience from designing the HPI's performance cars, like the HPI Hellfire and the Pro 4, into the Firestorm. It combines the latest advances in RC racing truck technology and suspension design to set a new benchmark in two-wheel drive stadium trucks. In the HPI lineup, the Firestorm replaces the hugely popular HPI Nitro Rush with a big performance increase at about the same price. It's easy to spot the Firestorm's design heritage from the Hellfire in the sleek black look, the subdued chassis anodizing, and the smart and efficient layout. Many design features of the high-spec Hellfire have been carried over, from the black upper deck, the complete set of hex screws, the captured hinge pins front and rear, and the next-level suspension design and layout. Well, they told us this is basically a mini Hellfire, okay? Although, I don't really see much. I know just because you anodize the upper deck black doesn't make it a completely different chassis, right? But either way, let HPI think what they want to think. It's a sickening looking Nitro, and our job is to make it great again. Now let me show you some other information here on the several models that were available. So we're looking at the Firestorm 10T, the first model, and there's also a second model. The one we have is the newer model, the one that comes with the HPI 2.4 gigahertz radio system. So ours is the last generation model before it got discontinued. It's a 2011 model. Basically, they're all very similar, except ours is close to being murdered. Some normal pictures about it. They basically all have the same engines, just a little bit of an update of the color scheme and the 2.4 gigahertz radio. Let's go back and check out the condition ours is in. It's quite bad. I will be firing it up, but first I want to show you the condition the truck is physically in. It's pretty bad. So we have these parts. We'll discuss the parts and the use of why they're here and whether I will actually put them on. Let's take the body off. First thing, the body, of course, it's cracked as usual. It's pretty much destroyed, but the sticker is still good. Firestorm, baby. Can't kill that sticker. All right, so main issue that I'm worried about. Check out this carb linkage. What you're looking at here is part of the broken throttle arm that's supposed to be on this rotary carb. The carb barrel seems normal. I don't really see any dirt inside. So it operates smoothly, and I can see the idle gap is pretty normal. The good thing I gotta say, this high-speed needle is not buried deep in the valve stem. That means it was probably run rich and quite loud. I gotta tell you that. Spur gear seems to be in normal condition. Gear mesh is also quite normal. In terms of the clutch, I'll only be able to tell you if the clutch is loose or the spring is weak once it's fired up. Now this part I am quite worried about, because even firing this up, I'm gonna have to hold this throttle arm close somehow. The other situation, I could see a whole bunch of sealant there where the bolt, the pinch bolt that holds the carb should be. Let's see if I can easily move the carb. Yeah, I can easily move the carb. I'm gonna have to remove this, see what's under it. Maybe the guy just forgot to put it on or lost it. It's weird, but you don't want to have sealant on that portion, and you definitely don't want to have the carb move like this. It should be quite static and not movable. The front end, well, it's the worst thing of this whole chassis. We have a crack right here. I'm not too worried about this. This is called the front bulkhead. We have a brand new front bulkhead set. It was $8.99 from HPI Racing here in the bag. We also have some turnbuckles and a spare spur gear. In terms of turnbuckles, I do see one that is missing here that's supposed to be on this wheel. I'm not sure if that's the right one. I'm gonna have to check the sizes, but basically turnbuckles are not the end of the world. What else I'm a little bit concerned with, once I remove the bulkhead there on the bottom, you guys could see this metal upper deck, what they refer to as Hellfire inspired, is completely bent out of shape there. Now it's, you know, it's soft aluminum, probably metal, something like that, whatever. I'm just gonna put it in a vise. I'll figure that out in a little bit. Oh man, that steering component there is messed up as well. I can see it's ripped out from the bell crank. We might have more problems than I expected. Damn, that's not good. I was hoping it was just the bulkhead. You know what? What are you guys doing over there? I'm trying to record a video. You're making a bunch of noise over there with your damn lawnmowers and leaf blowers. Get out of here. We're trying to make Nitro great again. Somewhere over there, can't see, over this damn fence. You believe that guy's trying to record a video and they're leaf blowing all day long? You see this? This is being eco-friendly. Get cement. You don't have to run gas lawnmowers. Get cement. Call it a day. Anyway, gonna have to take a break now. I'm going to try to fire this up right now. I have the radio out, but really the radio's mostly irrelevant. The reason is the throttle arm is not even connected. You see that? I'm swinging the throttle arm right here. At least the linkage is here. I'll have to figure out the carb situation, but check that out, guys. The stock electronics, they actually work. The throttle servo works. The stock HPI electronics are actually quite good. This is not the original servo, but it really doesn't matter. So it's time to see whether I can fire it up. Now, the most annoying and dangerous part of this is obviously once I fire it up, right? This might just open up all the way. It might try to be a runaway. I have to really kind of hold my finger and have it closed. It's also going to be tough to start. We have some fuel in there already. I already checked. Bones Brew baby, right? Very little because, you know, can't run this that long. Let's see what happens, guys. Let's see what happens. Gonna have to do the good old RCBJ. Okay, we got some fuel. I didn't see the prime going in. That's why I had to kind of blow through it like that. Good old RCBJ never fails. It's a twist lock that should hold itself in. Oh, there we go, baby! It's a runner. It's a runner. Okay, so the wheels are moving. See, I have to hold the carb close. What I say, guys, you cannot kill a freaking Nitro. Sickening, huh? The motor seems to be running okay. Man, I can't let go. Oh, you see that? If I let go of my finger, it goes up. Can't let go. All right, seems to be running okay. Which the clutch seems to be engaging early. Yeah, the clutch, I can feel it. It's pushing my hand forward. Yeah, the clutch seems weak. You can see it right there. Sickening. Alright guys, I gotta shut it down, alright? I can't let go because it's gonna be a runaway. I'm gonna plug the carb. Alright, plug the carb. Well, the clutch seemed weak. We're gonna have to examine the clutch in this setup as well. The RPM was fairly low. The motor, you know, it held a normal tune. It's not hot. It feels quite the head. You can't really even cook an egg. That's a reference for those of you that are in the know. So the whole time I was doing this, guys, it was actually not a piece of cake. I had to hold this, you know, closed all the way. As soon as I let go, it would just creep up a little bit on its own and open up the carb on its own, obviously, from the vibration. So as of now, motor seems okay. Fuel system seems okay. Well, the good news is it ran. Bad news is I have to make it great again, and it's gonna take me more effort and probably more money than it usually does on my other RCs. And that means it's gonna cut into my other Nitro purchasing budget. But I wanna say, guys, I think we've demonstrated you cannot really ever kill a Nitro motor, but you certainly can kill many of the other components. I want to say special thanks to all of my channel members, my Patreon supporters, all of you viewers out there that help me make this channel what it is. And yes, this is a dumb looking hat. Thank you for noticing. I will be back with you guys in the next part to the sickening HPI Firestorm series. You will probably see the front end actually be straight. See you later. Well, have a look at that. Looks like a little, what is that, a centipede? I don't know, that thing looks kind of interesting. The thing is going. It's got a 2-speed in it. Look at that. Interesting little creature. You never know what you're gonna find when you're around a Nitro. Am I right, my dude? Am I right? All right, you know what? Go ahead, crawl away, crawl away. You're gonna live another day. Make your life great. Go ahead. I'm gonna give you some way. I'm gonna back up now. I'm gonna back up. You go live your life. That's right, man. That's right. I see you moving over there. Doing good. Hey, where you going? Don't turn around. Nitro World Order.
Nitro World Order.